Good morning, Emma Lovell. Thanks for joining us here at Yellow Shelf.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's very exciting.
Congrats on your book launch, which is actually happening right now.
It
Yeah,
is.
like
It
it's
is
this book launch
holding.
is taking you across the country at the moment. So congratulations. I'm going to quickly say that the title is The Art of Bleisure. And Emma, you look stunning on the cover, by the way. You look fabulous. What do we need to know about the new book?
The Art of Bleisure is about traveling the world, making money, and living a life you love now. I think some of the misconceptions, though, is people are like, oh, yeah, but I have a corporate job or I work in this way, so it's not for me. But, I have a chapter in the book called Diversifying Your Income, and it's all about making money. And there's so many ways to make money that aren't your job. And one of the excuses, I will say excuses for not traveling or not doing what you want to do is saying, I don't have enough money or I don't have enough time. But we are in this digital, wonderful age where there are so many channels and so many avenues, so many revenue streams that aren't just limited to business. And it was recognizing that over the years, it was my ability to make money wherever I was, in whatever way I was, whether it be through my business, through writing, through picking up dog poo, honestly, doing pet sitting or,
Yeah.
doing surveys online, anything, I've made money. And that has allowed me, because my goal and my mission has been to travel, I just put that above all else. So it's about figuring out what's important to you, what you care about, and what living a life you love looks like. Like you are important in the title.
Yeah, and look, Emma, what the term pleasure? For some maybe that's it new, you know.
Yeah.
So it's the idea of like travel and business and leisure. So tell us what that means to you, and maybe tell us a bit about yourself. What inspired you to write the book? Because I know that you've got a pretty interesting backstory.
Well, oh yeah, leisure. I mean, it sounds like I've got a stroke or something, but it's business and leisure. It's a
Okay.
combo. And so pleasure, I mean, typically would be, it was more like if you're going to a conference or an event, or you're going for a work meeting, then you would extend and have a little bit more of a trip out of it. Or you might take your family on a work trip or something like that. For me, pleasure is a way of life. It's a movement, it's a lifestyle, and it's an attitude, and it's about harmonizing your work, your travel or leisure, because it's just leisure, it doesn't have to be the big overseas holiday. And then your self-care as well, because I've worked hard and traveled hard, I've pleasured hard, and then not taking care of myself. And then it's like, well, what's the point? You go on this amazing, incredible trip and you come back exhausted, or you work, 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 and then you're too exhausted to enjoy the leisure, so it's finding a harmony. And I don't say balance because I don't believe in it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, the experience is that I've run my business for 15 years. I've been traveling the world since I was 18.
Mm.
Um, so, well, 19, I say I got back, and that's the time, but I'm 37 now. So it's 19 years of travel on my own.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've actually been doing it. And the self-care bit comes in where I didn't get it right. And so this is all my lessons and tips. And it was only last year that I realized that pleasure was my way of life, and that I had been doing it all along. I didn't have a term for it.
Yes.
And I didn't have a structure for it. And it was having a conversation over dinner with a new friend where you quickly tell your life story. She helped me connect the dots. And I was like, oh, you can travel and make money because I've done it. Like you can run your business and travel the world. And I wrote an article about 2018, but I was subscribing to that myth of that you can't make money from travel. You've got to grow up at some point. You can't do this forever. Like all these, you can't. I was still subscribing to them, even though I was living it.
Yeah, wow. And it's so wonderful that you're sharing it. So what inspired you to actually write the book? Because I know you host your own podcast, which is fabulous, and we'll definitely have to get you back on at some point to talk about that on Yellow Shelf. But what was the reason to share it in a book?
I had wanted to write a book since I was 19. So it's an 18-year dream. I just got back from overseas from a gap year and thought, I know lots of things and I'll tell people. And very delulu 19-year-old in university was like, I'll make time to write a book, not knowing the literal investment nor the time and energy investment, and just that I needed to gather experiences. And someone told me that about 10 years ago. She said, "You're gathering experiences. It's not the
Wow.
time." And it was so helpful and reassuring. So there was no doubt that I was going to write a book. It was on what and when. And I thought there would be a business book and then a travel book.
Yeah.
So it's so wonderful that it's become my life's work. But the catalyst was, unfortunately, last year was 2023 was a year of tragedy. My nephew was diagnosed with a terminal illness in the January. And later, my grandmother died in the March, and then 2 friends died with breast cancer in August. And I was like, we don't get a one day. Like, not everybody gets a one day. And it's like, stop waiting for one day. One day I'll do the book. One day I'll take that trip. One day I'll start my business. One day I'll do the thing that I said I would do. It doesn't come necessarily. And it just became so acute to me that time is precious.
Sure.
And it was non-negotiable anymore. The book was just like screaming in my head. And so I committed in August 2023, and it's
Wow.
August 2024, and the book is here.
Well done. And Emma, look, I know that you also do speaking, you're a business coach, and you're on this whirlwind of launching the book. So congratulations. What's the best way to connect with you? If we're watching and we're curious, what's the best way to connect with Emma?
I think you're probably going to see the most of my Bleisure life on Instagram. Whether you love it or hate it, I try to be very real. I show both sides of it, but we've just done a 3-week trip, and I really try to bring people along on the journey and share what it looks like as we go. So I'm trying to share tips there. Then that's a way to access my podcast as well. I do snippets and things like that, but the podcast is on Spotify. I mean, my name's Emma Lovell. I've made everything Emma Lovell: the website, the podcast, the Instagram, LinkedIn,
Yes.
Facebook. My book has my name on it. So I've tried to, and that's been a journey as well, really stepping into my name. I worked as a business, really owning that it was like, oh, wait, it's me who's doing the thing.
Yeah.
And I'm the one who's living this life, and I can have my name on the door. So if you need to connect with me, search Emma Lovell. It is a popular name, but I
Yeah.
think if you look for the sparkles, you'll probably find me.
And Emma, I'll put it in the show notes to make it super easy. But yeah, look, in our world, the world of Instagram is, where we need to share to connect globally. So look, Emma, good luck with the next few weeks and enjoy the journey of a book launch. I think it's so amazing. I love talking to authors during this time. But Emma, thanks so much. Good luck.
Thank you.